morning, July 15th. Thanks for joining us on ARC Rochester. I'm Abi Fridmann.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We have a full 2 hours to get through, so let's run down what we have brewing for you this Tuesday.
The Rochester Pride Parade and Festival is only a few days away. This morning, we're meeting the Grand Marshals. We're going to talk about their contributions to improve the lives of the LGBTQ+ community, and we're going to talk about how they're being honored this year.
And then we are talking about a new travel trend that's bringing families closer together, but maybe in a bizarre kind of way. We'll tell you all about it coming up in this morning's Trending Now.
And then later, our friends at the Corning Museum of Glass are stopping by our studio, giving us a preview of their summer events, and they're going to give us a little hands-on live glass blowing demo.
Very cool stuff. Before all of that, before it gets to like 2,500 degrees in here, with the glass blowing equipment, let's check in on that forecast. Meteorologist Marty Snyder standing by. Marty, sunshine, humidity, high temps. We've got it all today.
That's it, all of those. Just a very summer-like, very typical summer-like type day for us. It's just a lot of haze out there as well, some fog, some haze. We're starting off with temperatures mostly near 70 at this point. Even that dew point is coming in fairly close to 70, so it is a pretty humid start to the day. That humidity, that is going to hold on pretty well as we head forward. We'll see temperatures rise to about 84 at noon, probably somewhere in the upper 80s for highs today. Quite a bit of sunshine overall, just a lot of that hazy sunshine. Dry day coming up for us for today. Tomorrow, that's when the risk of rain starts to increase a little bit. We'll see a shower or a thunderstorm, especially by midday into the afternoon tomorrow. Dry today, but tomorrow maybe a little different story. Similar on Thursday, about 88 for that high. Notice how temperatures pull back a little bit into Friday. Still warm, but just not as hot as what we'll see for the next 3 days. And then mostly in the 80s as we head into the weekend. So really not too bad for a lot of these upcoming days. Just that midsummer-like heat as we head through the next few, and the heat begins to relent a little bit as we head towards Friday with a high then close to 77.
But then 90 by the end of next week.
Sure.
You know how that goes, yeah. Yep. The story this summer.
Listen, I'm on board. I give it 2 thumbs up.
Thank you, Marty. We appreciate it.
Sure.
All right, let's go off the top and start with some of the things that have piqued our interest this morning. I'm going to kick things off. I want to talk about dating apps because there's one in the works that's geared for lovers of all things pixie dust and Disney. The app is called Single Riders, and it's designed for people who love the parks, love the movies, and loves the idea of finding their match through a mutual obsession with Mickey. The announcement landed on TikTok and immediately took off. People are calling it the only dating app they would ever consider. Others say it's long overdue. And here's why. Disney adults make up a massive fan base. A 2022 survey found that nearly 40% of Disney park visitors over the age of 18 go without kids.
Huh.
Women make up the majority of the crowd, but men are definitely in this mix. And the biggest age range is people in their 20s through their mid-40s. Though plenty of older fans want credit for being there first, Gen Xers in particular, and they are making it clear they had their Mickey ears before they were cool. Some calling themselves the original magic makers. And they want in on this Mickey matchmaking as well. And while the app is still, well, that was, what was that noise?
I don't know. It sounded ominous,
That
though.
was weird. While this app is still in the early stages, the comment section alone is worth the price of admission, which is saying something because have you seen the price of Disney tickets lately? Through the roof. If this app does not come with free parking or a fast pass to escape small talk, it absolutely should. Some TikTok users want to build in park features. Others think your favorite character should be front and center on your profile. And some are using the comment section like a job fair, saying they want to help moderate catfishers and volunteer cybersecurity credentials. And then come the spin-off requests. Someone asked for a Taylor Swift fan dating app. I don't know how many people will get to sign up for that. Someone else suggested one for Harry Potter lovers. At this point, it's only a matter of time before we see cosplay speed dating at Comic-Con, but as Abby pointed out to me this morning, it probably already exists. The Disney dating app may not have launched yet, but the magic is already happening. And not in the castle, but in the comment section, you got to check it out.
This is wild.
Got to check it out.
It really, I was saying it earlier. There is something for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
There is someone for everyone. Mm-hmm. Do we need the dating app? I feel like there are Facebook pages that people could join. You know what I mean? If that's what we're like truly, truly passionate about.
Well, so in the comment section, there are so many suggestions and requests of what to include in this app.
Okay.
Meetups, mixers, couples not looking for dating, just want other couples to go to the parks with, just looking for friends, they only love this Disney character. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of, and they're as much as they are comments, they're requests.
Sure.
They're all saying this is how this app should be laid out. This is what the app needs to look like. These are the features it needs to offer. These people are in it to win it. I mean, whether they find their Prince Charming or their Cinderella or not, they want this app to come to life. They want it. Listen.
You got to give the people what they want, I suppose.
But also,
do you think you'd have luck?
This would not be an app for me.
No.
No.
Me
Not
neither.
one that I would sign up for.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
listen, I've got nothing against Disney, but I'm not a Disney adult.
I can't remember the last Disney movie that I watched. It's been a very long time.
Yeah. I mean, as a child, we used to go to the drive-in to watch the summer ones.
As a kid.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know.
Well,
and they don't make horror movies, so
this is true.
your genre's out.
I know.
That would be a scary dating app.
That would be actually very scary.
It would.
Because as much as I love scary movies, sometimes when I talk to other people that are also really into scary movies, I'm like, woo, you're a little scary.
Really?
And then I'm like, uh-oh, is that how I come across?
Maybe a little.
Maybe a lot. All right, we got to move on to mine. If you're not a fan of the creepy crawlies, you're probably going to want to look away or maybe mute your television. A lot of the time we feature strange things that people try to smuggle through airport security. For some reason, a lot of people try to smuggle in illegal items in their pants. This is not the right video.
That was
Disney World.
the wrong video at the right time.
Yes, okay. We're still talking about an airport this time in Western Germany. A discovery was made in a pretty unusual spot. They found 1,500 baby tarantulas inside plastic containers disguised as chocolate sponge cake.
Nope.
Yup. They were shipped to an airport. Customs ended up discovering the package that came to Cologne from Vietnam, and they couldn't help but realize that the package had a, quote, noticeable smell. They say it didn't exactly smell like the 15 pounds of chocolate sponge cake that the package said, right? You see that? You're like, this probably smells pretty
sweet
good.
treat.
Nope, not so much. So they opened it up. That is when they found the thousands and thousands of tarantulas packaged in plastic containers, ready to be shipped around the world. Unfortunately, and this part's sad, a lot of the spiders didn't actually survive the trip. Those that did survive were given to experts so that they could get appropriate care. Criminal proceedings are underway against the person who was intended to receive that package. I want to take a look at some of the comments on this story. For the most part, horrified is the best way to describe it. But the first question, it's what a lot of us are asking. Why would you smuggle tarantulas?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. The method is often used in the illegal trade of exotic animals, where many individuals could be attempting to avoid regulations and import duties. That's actually what the charges are for the person that is currently in trouble right now. Tarantulas, like many exotic animals, can be sold for profit on the black market, ultimately making them attractive to smugglers. So that is why somebody would do that. Some of the other comments include, well, that's one surprise you definitely don't want in your dessert. Kudos to the customs officers for their sharp noses. Who knew a tarantula smells different from chocolate cake? Hope the surviving spiders find a more suitable and less sugary home. Yeah, there we go. And then Unbelievable what people try to smuggle these days. Poor creatures didn't deserve this. Glad Customs caught it in time, and some of them could be saved. Huge respect to the expert handlers taking care of the survivors. Nature is not cargo.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes, right? Spiders in the Airport, it's the sequel to Snakes on a Plane. Nope. Okay, so I know, right? I know a lot of people hate spiders.
Yeah.
I don't hate spiders at all. They're in the house, I don't kill them. Because they're just chilling. They're just living their lives. They're eating all the flies.
Yep.
It makes me so sad hearing this story. They were just living. They didn't want to be put in those little containers and shipped off to Vietnam.
They deserve to live wherever they were supposed to be living.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not put in containers, not shipped around the world.
I think so often when people think of, not that these were pets, but when people think of like animals, dogs, cats, gerbils, hamsters, stuff like that, they're like, oh, they need to be treated with care. But then when they think about reptiles and spiders and stuff like that, it's like, oh, it doesn't really matter.
You got people stuffing them in their pants going through airport security.
Exactly, a story that was featured right here on Arc Rochester. And so, I think that is, it makes me sad to think about that because, like even fish, even little feeder fish, right? Mm-hmm. They still deserve good lives.
I could not agree more. Hopefully there's how come the person who shipped them is not facing any charges?
I could be wrong. I think they're having a hard time tracking them down.
Oh, okay.
But somebody was on the receiving end of this.
Yep.
Labeled right on there.
Intending to sell.
Yeah. But like chocolate sponge cake, crazy, right?
Yeah, come up with something better.
To me, I'm like, that is really creative.
Well, no, I'm thinking find something that's not going to smell great.
Oh, sure.
So they're not sniffing the package.
Yeah, like really smelly cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. This got weird.
Stick around. We've got a lot more to come here on Arc Rochester, including when we come back, we're checking in with Chris Lopez live from the Hemlock Little World's Fair. That opens today.
Yeah, don't forget, take us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now. Join us on the 13WEM YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. We're back on the other side of the break.
8:15 starting today and going through Saturday, the Hemlock Little World's Fair is making a comeback.
Yeah, the family-friendly 5-day event will feature great food, fun rides, and plenty of animals. Chris Lopez has been there this morning, giving us a little preview. Chris, are you going to go down a slide at some point? We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
We're talking rides. I'm not doing anything with rides in this. I'm a little too afraid of rides. But speaking of rides, they got a ton of them here, probably about roughly 20 or so. I'm staring at a Ferris wheel right next to the boba tea tent. You can't beat anything like that. I'm here with Mary Jo Strong this morning. You are essentially coordinator of everything. And we are on Vendor Avenue is what it seems like. What else do you guys have? I said 20 rides, a Ferris wheel. What other kind of rides do you guys have?
Oh, we have little kids rides. We have the merry-go-round, the classical that. We have a little roller coaster. We have some adult rides, a little bit of everything for people.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, everything essentially from children for the adults that want to go on a ride. And for that, is there a separate charge for each ride?
Nope, it is all included in our pay one price admission. So yes, everything is included at the fair with that cost. Our grandstands, our rides, everything.
And then I have to talk fair food. We're Fair Food Avenue right now. All right.
That's why everybody comes to the fair.
Essentially,
it's for the food. Yes.
That would be my number one reason to come to the fair. That is the fair food. What kind of food are people going to be treated to, though?
So we have all sorts of things. We have stuff that is deep fried. We have things that are chocolate covered. We have tacos. We have Italian sausage, buckets of fries, kettle corn, ice cream, funnel cakes, sugar waffles. You name it, we've got it. We've got loaded tater tots. Anything you can want at a fair.
Fried Oreos?
Oh, deep fried Oreos, deep fried peanut butter cups. You must try the peanut butter cups.
Okay, we won't be able to try the peanut butter cups right now, but there is something I do want to try. We're headed over to Tommy. He owns 2 stands here. One of them is the slushie to my left. The other one, what are we getting here, Tommy?
You're going to get a fresh strawberry shortcake.
Fresh strawberry shortcake. We have the strawberries. How are you prepping that right now?
We got a homemade biscuit, fresh cut strawberries, and then some whipped cream on top.
All at about 8:15 in the morning. Tommy, when are you open today? If someone wants to try this.
We open at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock?
Yep.
Okay. How do I attack this? Look at this thing. How do I attack this? All right. Can't miss fruit. You have to get the fruit in the morning. I love that right there. That's good stuff. What else do you guys serve here?
We have chocolate covered strawberries, chocolate covered cheesecake, bananas, hot apple dumplings that we make fresh. And that's about it.
Tommy, where are you coming from?
West Seneca, New York.
Okay, I love it. How long did it take you to get here this morning?
We stay right on the grounds. So normally an hour and a half to get here.
Okay. Check out both of your spots here. Also, I kind of want to talk slushies. How many different kinds of slushies do you have?
We have 5 different kinds.
5 different kinds of slushies. Guys, check out Tommy's selection here. He's got the strawberry shortcake, fried everything really, and then you got the slushy tent. Back with Mary Jo. We're walking down Vendor Avenue. How many local vendors do you have? Tommy was coming not too far from here.
Yep, so we have roughly 100 local vendors that come in between food and local artisans, our petting zoo, all fairly local around here. They come out and they share what they make. They share what they, love to do with us, and people love it. We have everything from some homemade jewelry that people make. We have custom-made tumblers and signs. We have the military is here. If you're into the military, we have the Air National Guard. We have the Army National Guard. We have the state troopers here. Up in our Ag Expo building, we have an amazing train display that's roughly 26 foot by 80 or 60 feet. We have the local boat people here. So if you want to go check out a beautiful pontoon boat, stop in and see them. So we have all sorts of different items here for pretty much anybody, young to old.
Something for everyone. What's it cost to come in here?
So it's $17 for an
$17.
adult, and that gets everything. That gets you our grandstand events, that gets them the rides, that gets them
free parking too.
Free parking.
I believe it's senior day today. It's $5.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
So 60 and over, you're $5.
There we
so
go.
You can't beat that price.
Guys, we're talking rodeos coming up in the next hit on ARC Rochester. I'm going to send it back to you in studio. Dan, finally ate something.
You did. You did. I'm a little upset with Abby because you mentioned it's senior day and free parking, and she looks at me and says, "Well, there you go, Dan."
What is it, 60 and over?
Yes.
Yeah. There you
Yes,
go.
60 and
You're
over,
set
Dan.
for the day.
So 5 buckaroonies, man.
Bring the sunscreen, bring the water.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. We appreciate your time this morning. Abby, you're doing the rest of the show solo.
Sorry. Hey, when Arc Rochester returns, we have weather trivia coming up.
Mark McLean will join us coming up next.
All right, welcome back. Mark McLean joining us now with a look at our sunny and humid weather. We also have weather trivia to get to.
Yeah, weather trivia is very interesting today. How do you feel about the dew point temperature?
How do we feel about it?
70 okay, or is it too humid?
I'm fine with this.
Listen, I'm fine with it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not too hot, not too cold?
No.
All right, I'm good with it. You know, it's like Florida, Gulf Coast kind of
Yeah.
stuff, right? Hopefully you're comfortable at home.
It's summer.
But that's where we're taking the trivia today.
Oh, okay.
That's where this is going. So the question today is, the dew point has been high lately here, but do you know what the highest dew point ever recorded is on planet Earth?
Ooh.
And maybe tomorrow we can have something on what the highest dew point that I know of that I've ever experienced in Rochester, New York. I don't want to give that away because that also is a good trivia question.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
What are the options here?
The options are 95 degrees, 90 degrees, 85 degrees, and 80 degrees. And again, just for a point of reference, right now, the dew point temperature in Rochester is 70 degrees.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, I think I've got an idea.
Yeah, a good educated guess.
Yeah.
Over here.
Okay. We will have that answer.
At 100 degrees, you're underwater at that point, right?
Well, technically, the atmosphere can be saturated at those temperatures, but at 100 degrees, remember we were talking yesterday, the atmosphere is a sponge. So the warmer the air gets, the more moisture the air can hold. And it's not a linear relationship, it's an exponential relationship. So, you know, the warmer the temperature goes, the higher the percentage of water content is in the atmosphere. So in a laboratory, you could probably get a dew point temperature of 100, you know, easily. But in the actual open environment, you know, if you had a dew point temperature in excess of 100, I mean, it'd be like a swimming pool falling on you outside.
What is the lowest?
Ooh.
Theoretically, you could suck all the moisture out of the atmosphere. So you could have a dew point temperature. I mean, you could have 0 water content in the atmosphere outside. In theory.
I don't even know what that would feel like.
It would be the most.
Very dry.
You'd want chapstick.
Yeah.
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 Lots of chapstick.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think I have a fair.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, we'll have that answer coming up, and it's also up on Facebook if you want to take a chance on it there. But I guess we'll keep with that theme here for the forecast to talk about the dog days of summer. We had this up yesterday. It's going to be a soupy feel today, kind of borderline steamy for Wednesday and Thursday as well. But we do get a little bit of a change there on Friday. There is a cold front that will move through and give us some changes. A little sticky, maybe borderline satisfying towards the end of the week with dew points back in the 50s. So that'll be pretty good. And take a good look at that view on the wham cam. What's it?
Hazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does this bring back memories?
Yeah, it was a Canadian wildfire smoke.
Yep, and that's what's floating around. The AQI last night actually got into the 100s. So
wow.
That's a point where you know, if you have asthma or some kind of respiratory element, you really want to slow it down a little bit. AQI right now is 71 outside, 70 degrees for the air temperature. The dew point temperature is 69 degrees with that west-southwest breeze. And, you know, speaking of that smoke, it's going to linger a little bit today. It's not at a level where you really need to be too concerned about it, but we do get some changes in that. Notice how it kind of pulls back out to the northeast and drifts on away as we move through Wednesday and Thursday. So some good news there. There is a cold front back to the north, and that cold front is going to give us those changes we were just talking about a couple of minutes ago for Friday later this week. Knock the humidity down a little bit, and you know, maybe give us a shower. But you know, tomorrow looks mainly dry. Can't rule out a pop-up shower, clap of thunder into the Finger Lakes during the afternoon, especially. And then for Thursday, you can see this thin little line kind of come in, and that line will be moving through. That'll give us that kind of refreshing change towards the end of the week. I was mentioning to Abby before the weather started that there's an interesting little development down in the tropics. Dorian was replaced by Dexter.
Oh,
Look at that.
my cat.
And Dexter we'll see. You know, the National Hurricane Center is watching this, but this is some of our latest information on that. You can see that little spin in the Gulf of Mexico by late tomorrow evening. And, you know, that's a possibility. We'll have to track that. If it does get a name, the name will be Dexter.
We should put a little picture of his face.
We could.
Oh.
Ooh, you're going to have to search the photos, dig up Dexter's face. But, you know, it is what it is today. It's another hot day. We're in the pool. Look at that, upper 80s. I wouldn't be surprised if a few spots in the Genesee Valley actually hit 90 later tonight. We'll put the haze on the moon again, 70 degrees. Kind of a muggy night, light and variable winds. Keep the air conditioner cranked up. And the 7-day forecast will be in the upper 80s to near 90 for a lot of these upcoming days. But there's that break. On Friday, we'll drop back into the upper 70s. Not a huge break, and it's not stealing summer from you by any stretch of the imagination. Low to mid 80s into the weekend looks dry at this point, and low 80s early next week. So we'll keep you posted on Dexter.
Delightful looking forecast.
Yeah.
The rain, don't mind it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes like at that peak time of day, like right when you're getting ready to fall asleep.
It does help.
Oh,
it does.
man.
Yep.
Yep. It's kind of soothing, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's like your own natural sound machine.
Yep. We have one of those in the new break room thing over there.
We do.
And a little water
The
thing.
quiet room,
Yeah.
the calm room.
And now the lights
What's it called?
I don't know.
They put a dimmer switch on the lights now. If you go.
The meditation center.
I think that they built that specifically because we're so high strung.
Listen,
You guys are high strung.
Well, you know, the worst part is we don't even have time to go use it.
listen. If it here's the thing. If it were for us, we would know if it were for us because it would have padded walls too.
Oh my goodness.
This does not.
True
This
soundproof.
does not. Yeah.
Oh, no.
There are sharp objects in there. So.
If it was for me, it would have a mini fridge.
All right, McLean. Hey, don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more to get to right here on ARC Rochester.
We're back after this.
Thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester this Tuesday. We are only a couple of days away now from this year's Rochester Pride Parade and Festival. And this morning we are celebrating the 2025 Grand Marshals.
Yeah, we're joined now by Pride Grand Marshal Assemblymember Harry Brownson and Pride Honorary Marshal Reverend Myra Brown. Good morning to you both. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
This is so cool. Every year we talk to the Grand Marshals, and this year is no exception. Tell us a little bit about what this means for you.
It has deep meaning for me. I've spent a lot of my life just trying to be with marginalized groups and work for justice, work for equity, work for inclusion, making sure that we just love everybody and celebrate everybody. And to have the LGBTQI plus community recognize my work and invite me to be an honorary marshal just meant the world to me. That recognition meant the world to me, and the invitation. So I'm just completely overwhelmed.
And how about for you?
You know, the answer is the same, and it's really an honor to be with the Reverend on this occasion and to be recognized, really, because both of us have worked for equity and justice throughout our lives. I in a different setting than her, but making sure that everyone is seen for who they are, that we recognize their dignity and their humanity, and to be the Grand Marshal as we celebrate and we march this year. It just brings it to a new level for me, and so I can be more loud, be more proud as the Grand Marshal.
Okay, so what are the duties of the Grand Marshal? What are you tasked with?
I'm tasked with following behind Harry, right? So keep your eye on Harry. Of course, I love Harry. Harry is actually one of my favorite people in the world. So I think it's to be present, right? To be present, to model what it means to celebrate each other as human beings, to hold each other's humanity, right? To be grateful that God has created so much diversity in the world that enhances it. So I think that's...
And I would add that it is the ability to even be more visible, and visibility is key to the LGBTQIA plus community, to make sure, as the Reverend just said, to be present. But I also think our role is to be a message of hope and a message of love and a message of caring. And so when we're marching and we do the other celebrations through the weekend, my goal is to offer that message of hope and love, and to remind people that that's how we are going to counter the attacks that we're seeing from the current federal government.
What is your message to maybe some people out there who are feeling very unsure about, what's going on in their minds right now? Maybe they are confused. Maybe they're getting, pushback from people in their lives. What would you say to those people?
Having gone through that journey myself at a personal level, not in the current context, but, when I came out, we didn't have a lot of protections we currently have in law. We didn't have protection against discrimination based on sexual orientation, protection based on gender identity or expression. You could get fired from your job for being gay. Be true to yourself first. Have communications with yourself, and work through that journey of what you're comfortable with, and everybody takes that path at a different pace. But when you're ready to be visible, we need you to be visible so that others see us as for the similarities that we have and the humanity that we have, versus that we're different because we may love differently or we may identify differently.
And I think for me, most of the pushback that we see in the world has been because of the church delivering wrong-headed theology, right? It's created a world of people who think that they are somehow defending God by being in opposition or pushing back, when the truth is, it's just wrong-headed theology. Jesus was one of the most inclusive people that ever lived. And Jesus loved everybody and valued everybody and held everybody's humanity. And so I feel like as a pastor, if we're really committed to following God and following Jesus, then we have to hold everybody's humanity. And we have to be willing to look at church teaching that has gotten it wrong down through the years around women, around LGBTQ plus I folks, around children, right? We have to be able to look the church in the face and say, you got that wrong. Right? That we're going to follow God and we're going to follow Jesus and we're going to follow love. We're not going to follow doctrine and we're not going to follow teachings that divide people, but we're going to actually follow love that brings people together.
And it's okay to get things wrong. You just got to change course.
That's right.
You just got to adjust.
That's right.
And unfortunately, at the federal level right now, they have taken the wrong turn. And they're trying, we've gained a lot of protections, a lot of rights, a lot of equality, and yet they're pushing back and taking that away. And that's what we have. The theme of this year's Pride is Rainbow Revolution. We thought we had won the revolution. What we have learned is we have more battles ahead.
Some people would say that New York State is a very inclusive place, very safe, for the LGBTQIA plus community. What kind of protections do we have in place for those who are maybe concerned at that federal level, but who are saying, okay, I know that I'm pretty safe in New York?
So we have all kinds of protections. We have SONDA, Sexual Orientation Non-Discrimination Act. We have GENDA, which is Gender Expression Non-Discrimination Act. We have Dignity for All Students. We passed the Trans Safe Haven Act, the bill that I carried, and is now law 2 years ago. That was SHIELD 1.0. We now have passed, both in the Assembly and the Senate, a bill, again, that I carry, SHIELD 2.0, which will give the Attorney General more powers to protect people against threatening states and the federal government when they're seeking gender-affirming care for themselves or for their children, protecting the providers, the lawyers, and the people seeking that care. And we also passed Proposition 1 last year, overwhelmingly supported by the citizens of this state, that said both reproductive choice as well as sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression is a protected class in this state under our Constitution. That's huge, and that's going to be a significant weapon we'll have when the federal government continues its attacks.
Thank you both so much for coming in this morning. Very happy to have you. Best of luck out there on the parade path.
You ready?
On Saturday. Practice those waves.
Yes.
Absolutely. We will see you out there. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Time right now is 8:40. Much more to come this morning on Arc Rochester. When we come back, we'll check in once again with Mr. Chris Lopez, who is helping Hemlock kick off their Little World's Fair today.
Hey, and don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever you're headed today. Did you know Arc Rochester is streaming live right now on the 13WAM YouTube channel, Abigail?
Sure did.
It is. It's also streaming on foxrochester.com.
It gets better and better.
It really does. Stick around. We're back on the other side of the break.
back. Starting today, a historic family fair is returning to Livingston County.
It certainly is. We're talking about the Hemlock Little Worlds Fair. It's going to feature tons of animals, rides, food. You name it, they've got it. More food, fried dough, fried Oreos. Chris Lopez has been there live all morning long. He's next to a Clydesdale, a stallion.
I'm next to Wilson, man. I'm next to Wilson. I have Peyton also right next to me. She is a barrel racer. Tell me a little bit about barrel racing, though, because when you're telling me about barrel racing, I'm looking at you, I'm like, yeah, but I have no idea what it is.
Barrel racing is when there's 3 barrels and you go around them as fast as possible and you get your adrenaline real high.
You're looking at 15 seconds is what you told me total?
Yes, probably around there.
And then how long have you been on a horse and what drew you to want to race horses? Because I feel like people want to be around horses, feed them, pet them, but then when it comes to racing them, that may be a little bit scary.
Well, I've been riding since before I could walk, and I think that my love for horses and for running them came from my mom, my dad, all my supporters, because they've pushed me all the way.
And then tell me a little bit about Wilson. He's so calm. He's not skittish at all. Seems like he likes me a little bit. He's not nervous around the camera, so he's not camera shy. What's going on with Wilson?
Well, he's 7 years old, and I've had him since he just, like, right when he turned 3, and I've trained him ever since, and you just got to get him out there. Got to let him see the whole world, and then he'll be calm.
What's your favorite thing about Wilson?
His ears.
His ears? Why?
They're so big and fluffy.
I love it. And I'm gonna let you go ahead, take Wilson on a spin here. I want to go over to Mark. We got the rodeo happening. Yes, we got the barrel racing going on. Tell me a little bit about the rodeo aspect of this.
Tonight, actually, the rodeo came from our Facebook. We did a survey. People wanted to see a rodeo. So that's how this agricultural day evolved. We switched our whole program around, so we got the across the line rodeo tonight, and it's going to be a big event. It's a full rodeo. The bull riders, we've got everything that you'd see at a normal rodeo, and just, this is what the people wanted, and we tried to, help to.
Included with admission too, or admission, $17.
17 to get in the gate. There's no grandstand charge. There's no parking fees. The rides are, you get on the rides. The kids want to ride the rides, whether somebody's up watching the rodeo, ride them all day if you want to. They're there, and there's no extra charge for any of that.
And what's your favorite aspect of this whole 5 days?
Oh, it's the family and the kids coming out having fun. This is what it's all about. You hear the kids laughing and having fun, and that's the whole thing. Or going over to the ice cream stand and getting ice cream. It's just a family event, and it's affordable for people. And you see them walking around smiling because you're not hurting their pocketbooks. So.
Yeah. I want to remind everyone, cash-only event. Yes. Opening day is today. I want to go over to you because we got a lot of stuff going on today, but then a lot of stuff happening throughout the week. I'm here with Jim this morning.
Good morning again, Chris.
Good morning. Nice to see you again. I love the shirt. You're out here.
Color.
I love the colors going on. You were in studio a year or two ago. Now you're back out here. What's going on for this week?
This week, the rest of the week, you heard about Tuesday, pay one price. Wednesday, we're going to have our derby that is normally Tuesday. Opening derby will be Wednesday night, starting at 7 o'clock. Thursday, New York State Tractor Pull Association, right here in this same pit. We'll have 2 classes. We're going to have a truck tractor, street tractor competition with souped-up tractor trailers. Friday night comes back New York State Tractor Pull Association, again with multiple classes of the multiple engine tractors. Saturday night ends up having a demolition derby. It starts at 4:30. Come one, cut all, and you could still sign up for both derbies. So if you got the itch and you're kind of wondering, should I, shouldn't I, get your car ready, bring it on in, have a good time.
Final pitch, someone who's never been here, they're watching this, they're thinking about coming here. Why should they come?
Because it's just plain fun.
Yeah.
That's all. Plain fun, every day.
Plain fun, $17 to get in. I believe today's senior day, so it's $5.
$5 for the seniors.
This is a cash-only event happening since 1857. Only missed, a few years? World War II, a couple years during that?
World War II, a little bit of the COVID history came in. We had to shut down a minute, but we opened right back up, and let's go.
Expected about 35-ish thousand people to be here over the next 5 days.
Absolutely fact. That's a fact.
Family event.
5-day pass is like buying 2.5 days. So you get the next day and a half, 2 days or 2.5 days free.
There we go. Thank you so much, Jim. Then a ton of food not to mention, like you said, a ton of food. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio. We will have more information on our website on Fox Rochester 13 Wham. Back to you guys in studio.
It looks like so much fun out there.
Yeah, it really does. Everybody loves the fair.
Yeah, a day at the fair, and then you get home and you say, okay, I guess we got to go back tomorrow because we had fun.
There we go.
Why not go twice?
You can't do it all in one day.
Honestly, you can't. You can't. And they've got different stuff every day.
Yep.
Love it.
All right, coming up next, we have this morning's Crime Stoppers.
Arc Rochester returns after this. $8:50 this morning. It's time for this morning's Crime Stoppers, and today we're discussing alternative resources outside of calling just 911.
Yeah, for more, we're joined now by Greg Roney, the Deputy Director of Operations at Monroe County 911. Always good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
I think a lot of the time when people are feeling panicked or they're feeling confused, 911 is the first thing that comes to mind in terms of getting help, but not always the case.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where we want to make sure the public is aware of other resources that are out there. The summer is the busiest months for us, and so we handle probably over 100,000 calls for the months of the summer. And so we wanted to make sure that, other people knew the resources out there. One of the satisfaction surveys that we send out when we do our nurse navigation program is that we ask, why did you call 911? And a lot of people call us because we didn't know who else to call. And so some of the resources that are out there available, I know we've been on talking about 311, and in the city you can call, for non-emergency things. But the two other ones that we want to focus on is 988 and 211, just for the resources that they have for the mental health and a laundry list of things that they do on a regular basis.
So if we can, start with 911. Mm-hmm. Are we talking medical and life-threatening emergencies only?
Yes.
Yes.
And so, it's kind of a gray area because you could have a mental health crisis that involves some type of danger to it. And so you still want to call 911 for that if there's a weapon involved. But I encourage everyone to go on the 988 websites and the 211 websites for the different other services that they offer as well.
So 988, break it down for us, what exactly people will get if they call that number.
Yeah, so it's a suicide and crisis lifeline, and so you give a call to them, and you can also text. They also have a chat that's available online as well, and so it's a big resource for if you're having thoughts of suicide, or it's a mental health crisis that you're having, emotional distress or anxiety or anything of those natures. And again, it's going to be a non-violent kind of situation where you feel comfortable calling them immediately, and for some reason, if it escalates as they're talking to them, they can transfer it back to us, and we can send the right resources that way.
And 988 is also useful for someone they can call. I believe I have a family member.
Yes.
They can reach out for them as well.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. And so they're going to ask you probably a bunch of questions, and then, kind of triage the situation there. And then to kick it over to the 211 portion of it, it's like a database of local resources. I mean, the amount of things that they're able to kind of set you up with when you're having issues with homelessness, maybe utility assistance, or, alongs of not having enough food to eat, those type of things. And so, again, I encourage everyone to go on the website to learn more about those.
Tell us a little bit about the impact that all of the calls to 911 have on your department. I imagine there's a lot of chaos sometimes when you have all these people calling for help and you're thinking, okay, we need to transfer them to this department or this department. I imagine it takes quite a toll.
Yeah, and the biggest reason that of what we do is trying to find the right resource for the right situation at the right time. And so if it's a thing where you can bypass us and get the services that you need without calling 911, great. But if it's a thing where you're unsure, call 911. We can triage it, and we can also transfer those calls out.
Got to be emotionally tasking, though, on you and your team.
Yes.
When taking those calls, what do you do? How do you, find that peace at the end of the day?
Yeah, we're trained up for it, but I mean, we're all human. And so it's a thing where there's the element of if someone is really trying to talk about some type of suicide situation, we'll stay on the line with them the entire time if need to. If it's a situation where we feel comfortable, transfer them to other resources. But it goes along kind of with the job. But I mean, the men and women that are working there are doing an amazing job of handling those life-threatening situations every single day.
And are you looking for more people to come
Yes,
and
we
work for
always
you?
are. So
Yeah.
that's a thing where we come on this and always kind of pitch that recruiting, go to the city website and apply, and hopefully you'll come work for us and help the city and county out.
Any age requirements for that application?
You just have to have a high school diploma, and so once you have that, you're able to apply.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your
Thank you very
time.
much
We
for having
appreciate
us.
it. Absolutely.
Time right now is 8:55. Much more to get to this morning on Our Rochester.
We're back on the other side of the break.
More to get to this morning on Arc Rochester. As we continue into the 9 o'clock hour, Stephannie Joseph will be here breaking down some of our top political stories.
Yeah, she joins us now from the live desk with a preview of what we can expect at 9. Morning, Steph.
Morning there, guys. In today's political polls, President Trump is taking new action against Russia to end the war in Ukraine. Trump is giving Russia 50 days to reach a ceasefire or the country will face tariffs. The move marks an about-face for the administration in the ongoing conflict. I speak to an expert to break it all down. That's coming up in our 9 o'clock hour. Arc Rochester returns after this.
Hey, it's Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock. This is July 15th. Thanks for staying with us on Arc Rochester. I'm Abi Fridmann.
And I'm Dan Schrack. That is meteorologist Mark McLean back with us once again. He's got a check of the forecast.
Yep.
Hot, humid, hazy,
Yeah.
and you have the answer to our question of the day.
Like Florida out there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the dew point's hanging out around 70. You can see the haze in the sky once again waking up this morning. So when you
What's
walk
the highest dew point ever recorded on Earth, Mark?
Well, it's funny you should ask
I was
about
hoping you
that.
were going to slip.
Boy, surprisingly, it was not recorded in Western New York, okay? I'll just give that part of it away.
Okay.
It may feel like it today, but it was not recorded in Western New York. The dew point has been high lately, and it's 70 right now. But do you know what the highest dew point ever recorded is on planet Earth? Your choices were 95 degrees, 90 degrees, 85 degrees, or 80 degrees. What do you say?
I'm going to go B. I'm going with 90 degrees.
90 degrees. We've got some guesses on when the dew points are high. My to-do list is low.
Jack, that's a great response.
That is a great
What's on
response.
Instagram, Abby?
Yeah.
100% B.
Mary, Betty, Julie all went with B. Wayne went with D. So, you know,
Let's see.
here you're going B?
Yep.
It's actually 90. Can you imagine that?
Listen, I only followed the crowd. I did.
Where was that?
95 degrees. So this was in
The Amazon.
Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, on July 8th, 2003, the dew point reached 95 degrees. The heat index, because the air temperature was 108. So the actual heat index was 178 degrees.
Okay, so what was it? What were the conditions? What were you experiencing when you're standing there outside?
So in that environment, so it's basically a desert environment that butts up to the Persian Gulf, okay, which is the warmest body of water on planet Earth. So to get the dew point that high, you have to have water temperatures that are usually well into the 90s. Okay, so that increases the evaporation rate of water. You know, the hotter water gets, the more steam comes off of it, the faster the water evaporates, that kind of thing. So that's the only way you can really ever get dew points that high.
But what are you experiencing when you're standing out there?
You can't sweat. So if you were in that environment, your body would just gradually warm beyond your ambient temperature. So you'd be at 98.6, and then it would just continue to rise because there would be no way, unless you were standing in front of a fan that was blowing 40, 50 miles an hour, there's no way for the evaporation rate to keep up with the air temperature and the dew point outside.
Unless you were to get into that body of water.
And that would help.
And that would stabilize you at 90 degrees.
That's right. You'd have to be in shade. You'd have to be in some serious air conditioning.
Wow.
You know, I mean, that's obviously,
that's crazy.
That is crazy, right? I said that would be a surprise, and I said there was another surprise, too.
Yeah, okay, so for those of you at home who are unaware, during the commercial breaks this morning, Mark has been teasing a surprise for Abi.
They need curveballs every once in a while.
And
it's like every day with you.
Like we thought it was going to be, we don't know, like kind, but then he made some remarks where it might not be so kind.
Oh.
I love it.
Getting some blood work done.
Today's Cougar of the Day.
Yep. Muddy paw. Maybe a bloody paw, depending on how that text.
Wow.
Oh, that
I
text.
got dark.
Oh, no.
Wow, McLean.
I know.
Was this sent to us through Chime In, or did you make this?
It was sent through Chime In, and somebody approved it. That's the only reason I put it up.
What was the comment on Chime In?
I'll go back and look, and I'll let you guys know during the break here. But we're going to have dry paws out there today. Maybe a little rain on Wednesday and Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Looking pretty good.
So, listen, on Wednesday and Thursday, if you see paws around your house that are that large, we got issues.
Call the DEC.
Call the DEC.
Yep.
But also, snap a picture when you're somewhere safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. And there is a disclaimer with this.
What is that?
This was generated artificially. Okay.
Oh, it was?
This did not actually happen.
This is an AI photograph.
Okay.
Good to know. Thank you for being honest.
Okay. Did everybody get it that's going to get it then?
Yes.
Okay. So we can continue. Okay. There's a haze in the sky out there, and you see the temperatures.
You're such a nerd.
Did everybody get it?
Yeah, you guys get my joke.
You didn't laugh hard enough.
Oh boy.
72 degrees, and we were talking dew points at 70. Not the highest ever, but we'll save that for another trivia question for another day. Right now, you saw that haze in the sky, the AQI at 69, so that's at a level where we watch it, but not at a level where we're really too concerned about going outside and doing anything strenuous. But certainly if you have asthma or suffer from some kind of respiratory ailment, you're going to notice it today. The satellite radar does have a cold front to our northwest, and that's going to give us some relief from those high dew points by the end of the work week here. By later Thursday and Friday, you'll really start to feel a difference out there. So the futurecast looks good today. Count on that dry weather by tomorrow. We're going to have to watch south and east of Rochester. I don't think this is an all afternoon, all the time kind of deal, but we could have some pop-up showers and thunder into the Finger Lakes during that period. And also for Thursday, you see a couple of those showers breeze on by, especially with that cold front that comes on through. And one more quick look. This will be Dexter. If this storm does form down in the Gulf of Mexico, we'll have to watch this heading through tomorrow and also for Thursday. A little early on this, the National Hurricane Center does not have any official information on that yet, but we'll keep you posted if it does. Get the clubs out, upper 70s at 10 o'clock, mid 80s at 1 o'clock, and I'm hearing the Dan Schrack Invitational is already full. Sorry.
No, it isn't.
Oh, this is breaking news. This is breaking
has
news.
not called me yet.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for somebody from Oak Hill. Maybe Mike Catalana can get me in there.
He's got the ins?
He might have an in over there. Listen, I think it would be great.
I think it would be fun.
It
would be fun. Yeah.
But you don't play golf.
No,
but we
which
could
is
do-
why it would be better.
We could do a
Yeah.
scramble. You know, you put everybody in
Yeah.
a group of 4, and then whoever gets the ball closest to the pin, that kind of deal.
Yeah, has to take 2 shots and then do it again.
Okay, and that is why you did not make it through the last time you played
Oh,
golf.
boy.
I know,
Oh,
but
boy.
listen, I made it through the fun. That's for sure.
70 degrees tonight, a hazy sky. It's going to be a muggy night. And the 7-day forecast has upper 80s the next 3 days. Some scattered showers and thunder Wednesday, Thursday. The rest of the forecast looks mainly dry, and your weekend is A-OK. We're getting our payback for our May and early June weekends.
Yeah, right.
That
Listen.
one weekend in early June, it was in the upper 50s for both days.
Really?
It was.
That
And
was
it rained. It was
miserable.
brutal.
Yeah.
It was
I don't know. Sometimes with that stuff, like I put it in the
Oh, yeah.
space back here where I block it out. I try not to
sure.
remember it
For sure.
because I don't want to.
It's bad.
Scarred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Permanent damage.
Yeah. I had a wedding that weekend too, and it was freezing. And I have a wedding this weekend, and it's going to be beautiful.
Oh, it's going to be nice.
Yeah, gorgeous. All right.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Much more to get to this morning on Arc Rochester, including when we come back, a closer look at some of the stories that have people talking this Tuesday.
Hey, and don't forget, you can catch us on YouTube. We're also streaming live right now on foxrochester.com. Stick around. Arc Rochester returns after this. Hey, it's time to see what's trending now, starting with newlyweds taking part in a new travel trend that's being described as a bit odd.
All right, so honeymooners have become more inclined to bring their parents along for this romantic trip.
Yeah, some parents are even going as far as to invite themselves on the trip.
According to a recent study, the trend is becoming pretty popular. Some say they invite their folks along as a way to thank them for helping them with the wedding.
Listen, I understand the wanting to be gracious and the gratitude. Others have said that their parents bought themselves a ticket when booking the honeymoon for the newlyweds. Oh, so mom and dad are paying for the honeymoon, so they're just going to buy themselves an additional ticket.
Okay. All right. Some couples are saying that is their worst nightmare. Others say the more the merrier. People took a stance online saying as long as they're in separate rooms, they really don't care.
Some commenters even said they treated their honeymoon as a family vacation, taking mom, dad, grandma, grandpa all along for the family trip. The question is, would you?
No.
No.
I love my family. I really do. But you know, when we got married and we were both so exhausted, we could not be around other people. Like we went and sat by the pool and like didn't speak. We just like vegged out. I wouldn't want to be like entertaining my parents. You know what I mean? I did get my parents a thank you gift for their help with the wedding. I bought them an Airbnb stay at the place where they had their first date.
Oh, that's sweet.
Out at Chautauqua Lake, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, because they used to live out that way. So
Very nice.
Yeah, that's what I did for them, and I'm like, I don't think they would
But
ever.
you're not coming on my honeymoon.
No.
Yeah. Listen, to each their own. If you want to do it, go for it. It's a no from me. It's a no from me.
Dog.
No from me, dog. Sorry, Randy Jackson here. No, we can, if you want to do a family vacation at some point.
I'm on board.
Yeah, we can absolutely look into that, but no, not on my honeymoon. Thanks.
All right, we got to move along now. One couple's pregnancy announcement is going viral on social media, but for all the wrong reasons.
Okay, so in a video posted to Instagram, a woman is seen using her positive pregnancy test as the stick for a homemade popsicle. What? Yes, the test was used.
Oh, God, my mouth is sweating. Then she gives the popsicle to the father-to-be. He is shown eating the entire thing before realizing he was eating off of a pregnancy test stick.
Commenters were disturbed, to say the least. Some saying they needed to bleach their eyes. Others saying if they were the father, they would simply never speak to her again.
Both of those are overreactions. But that's pretty nasty.
That's gross.
Really gross.
And the worst part was it was a lemonade popsicle.
No, stop. That's gross. That's nasty.
That's pretty disgusting. You don't do that.
No.
What's wrong with you?
Not unless you really don't like that person.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to be the father of your kid.
Yeah.
So better get to liking him. All right, we'll move on. Influencers on social media are taking part in a new beauty trend. I'm already saying no. And so are doctors.
Okay. People are using Sharpies, as in the permanent marker, as lip liner.
Videos show women using red and coral shades of Sharpies on their mouths.
This is ridiculous and stupid. People commenting are asking, hey, what shade of Sharpie are you using? A lot of people are praising the permanent marker as an economic alternative to traditional lip liner.
I don't understand, though. Why not just use a lip liner?
It's expensive. If you've got a Sharpie laying around, you know, I'll use this.
Can't you just wear lipstick?
Wow.
Do you need the lip liner?
Yes, it kind of helps. Anyways, one influencer who tried the trend posted a response to her testing out the Sharpie. She said her lips were not burning, but they were definitely drying out, suggesting she doesn't really recommend it on the regular because she can taste and smell the chemicals.
Well, what did she think? It was going to taste like grape or cherry?
Do you remember those markers though that did smell like grape and cherry?
Yeah,
Those
they
were
still
great.
make them. I don't think that. Maybe they don't make them. You shouldn't be sniffing markers.
You're right. Sorry.
Doctors, of course, are finding the trend concerning. Many speaking out against the use of Sharpies on or around your face or any skin, because the products contain toxins.
That's a very young girl too. She has braces.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
No.
You don't need that at all. Okay, doctors are demanding the marker brand release their products with a warning on them. Sharpie has not released a statement on the growing trend.
No, Sharpie, you keep doing your thing. If people don't have sense enough in their own head to not draw on their lips with your product, that's on them. That's on them.
That's really
right.
It's some bizarre stuff. When I was a kid, this is like going to make me sound nasty, so forgive me here. You know, you'd get like Teen Vogue or whatever, like, you know, 17 magazine, whatever
Tiger
it was.
Beat.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the life hacks that they had was that like boys really liked the scent of vanilla. And they were like, you should just dab vanilla on your skin every day. And so I took my mom's really nice bottle of vanilla that she got like from Mexico and kept it in my room, and I would like put it on every day so that the boys would like me, even though like I was a nightmare. And my mom got really mad at me when she realized I used like all of it. And I was, you know what? You also use that for deer when you're hunting to attract deer.
Did you attract any boys with it?
No.
No.
No, I also wore my hair parted all the way over here underneath my glasses.
Well,
that
yeah,
was probably
that was a thing too.
That was a thing.
Do you guys remember the edible perfume?
No.
The one where you could like eat it essentially. Come
No.
on, you guys
How do you
remember.
eat your
I think
perfume?
Jessica Simpson had the line.
Oh, yes.
Steph, do you remember?
Yes, I do.
You eat it?
I do. Yep.
Spray on yourself, but also like spray it in your mouth and like lick it off.
Yeah. There was cupcakes involved.
Yeah, it was weird.
I still have it. Yes. Absolutely. I reached out to the supplier and they send it to me on a monthly basis. Never
That's
run
nasty.
out. That's gross.
You're just like licking your arm? That's so gross.
No, I carry it around in my bag and I just spray it. I use it like
breath
like
spray.
breath spray.
Oh my God.
Ashley's going to buy some for the Ark. All right, stick around. When we come back, Steph is breaking down some of our top political headlines.
Yeah, the political pulse is coming up next.
It's time for a political pulse check here on ARC Rochester. President Trump is threatening tariffs on Russia if they don't reach a ceasefire with Ukraine. Now, that announcement came at an Oval Office meeting with NATO Secretary General on Monday. Trump is giving Russia 50 days to make a plan or the country would be hit with 100% tariffs. The president says he's disappointed in Russian President Vladimir Putin as he thought a deal would have been reached by now.
We are very unhappy, I am, with Russia, but we'll discuss that maybe a different day. But we're very, very unhappy with them, and we're going to be doing very severe tariffs. I've been hearing so much talk. It's all talk. It's all talk, and then missiles go into Kiev and kill 60 people. It's got to stop. It's got to stop.
And to break down all these developments, I'm joined now by politics professor at Nazareth University, Tim Nealon. So happy to have you with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
There's a lot to get into here. I kind of want to go back in time a little bit because earlier on in the show, I said this was an about face for the administration. So let's see if we can play some sound from both Zelensky and Trump, the Ukrainian president, back in February.
During the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
Okay.
What you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
time.
Now, that was obviously a very contentious meeting happening at the end of February earlier this year. I kind of want to ask you first, now we are hearing that there's going to be arms that are sent to Ukraine specifically after that pause in defense equipment before. So I want to say, what sort of action or why do you think the administration is making this change now?
You know, I think it's twofold. I think number one, Zelensky has worked very hard to patch things up with Donald Trump and to meet with him, for example, after the Pope's death. And it recently announced changes in his own government to replace the current prime minister, who Trump has not been favorable with somebody who may be much more favorable to Donald Trump. So Zelensky, on one hand, has worked the diplomatic back channels. Meanwhile, Putin seems to ignore Donald Trump, who has called for peace and exasperated the president because he thought 4 times there was a deal for peace on the table, but each time Putin would ignore him, and as he said, he would then launch missiles in the evening. And, you know, in a more freewheeling press conference later, he even said, you know, this man just wants to kill people. So certainly this is a twofold event to pivot Donald Trump from being someone who was not interested in pursuing what he called Biden's war, but now to provide both offensive weapons, defensive weapons, and threaten Russia with very high tariffs.
And so I want to get to Russia's response in a sense. We haven't heard from Russian President Vladimir Putin directly, but I do have a statement from someone close to that government. Let's see if we can pull it up here. And there it is appearing on the screen. So this here is the Deputy Security Council chair. He said in a post on X, Trump issued a theatrical ultimatum to the Kremlin. The world shuddered, expecting the consequences. Belligerent Europe was disappointed. Russia didn't care. So that specific quote right there, Russia didn't care. What do you make of this response to President Trump's threats?
I take that as actually political theater. I mean, Russia would suffer grave consequences if, in fact, we're launching missiles that can go 190 miles inside of Russia. That's one of the items that the administration is going to provide to Ukraine. So it would actually take the war more deeply into Russia than it ever has been. And then also the Patriot defense missiles would provide yet another shield against Russian attacks on Ukraine. That war is bogged down for Russia. And now with the indication that maybe 50 days from now, 100% tariffs on anything Russia sells to the U.S. and 100% tariff on any country that buys oil or gas from Russia, that would cripple Russia in a way. This is just Russia trying to save face. Russia will have to deal with the consequences of this policy change.
And you brought up a point that I was just about to ask you, which is about those other challenges that trading partners with Russia would face. So do you think that there is some leeway or at least an area for movement, a path forward with Russia when it comes to developing some sort of plan, even if it may not be a complete ceasefire?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I think that Russia is going to have to face the consequences and realize financially this would strangle them. Another thing that the administration can do, but they haven't, is to take the assets that are frozen in the U.S. and they could provide them to Ukraine, right? There are Russian assets frozen since the invasion of Ukraine in 2022 that could, in fact, be deployed on behalf of Ukraine. I mean, there's still things the United States could do but hasn't, and Russia's aware of that. And again, I'm not sure how popular the war is inside of Russia. They've shut down dissent there in terms of complaints about the prolonged war in Ukraine. So it will be interesting to see what Russia actually does. Maybe they won't do it as overtly, but maybe some back channels they'll begin to move towards peace negotiations.
And really quickly, I'm wondering, with this sort of partnership or showing in public of NATO, its allies, as well as the U.S. sort of grouping up together, how do you think that Ukraine is feeling or may respond to this show of support?
Well, they actually did thank the United States. Zelensky's already sent, a notion. And I think even, Ukrainians in the Rochester area will be pleased to see that now there's more support for Ukraine that could lead to peace, as the people in that country have suffered tremendously. So, I think this is overall going to lead to some jubilation in Ukraine.
Yeah, it's something that we'll keep an eye on here for sure. Professor Nealon, thank you so much.
Thank you, Stephannie.
And be sure to stay with ARC Rochester for your top political headlines. We're back after this.
.31 this Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. In this morning's reporter recap, it was a close call for one local couple who claims a log was thrown off an overpass bridge onto their car while on the expressway.
13 WAM's Christian Garzone spoke with that couple. They say they're thankful to be alive.
Last Thursday, Melissa Tuminelli was driving her mother's car down 490. Details are foggy, but she remembers seeing people on the Ames Street Bridge.
It was kind of like slow motion coming over the fence area and then flying down, and you just felt and heard this thump.
She and her fiancé, John McManus, say this log was thrown off the bridge, lodging into the front headlight of her mother's Honda.
If it just hit just an inch higher, it would have hit the hood, and it would have went right into the windshield.
The pair says this could have been serious, possibly fatal. They called police right away.
I'm mad about it, really.
McManus says it's troubling to think if perhaps grown adults did this.
Hoping their kids and a life lesson on this. Be cautious. Don't throw things over a bridge.
While the state police could not confirm this particular case, they did tell me something is going on. When we phoned on Monday morning, troopers say someone was throwing objects off the bridge at Monroe Avenue and South Goodman Street onto the expressway. State police say this is illegal and the consequences can be catastrophic, resulting in serious injury or even death. If someone is driving and sees someone doing this, they should avoid swerving suddenly. Safely pull over and contact 911. Note the location, time, and description of the individuals involved. And do not confront the persons throwing the objects. Tuminelli says if you're thinking this is a harmless prank, you better think again.
It could cost somebody their life.
All right, and we have Christian Garzone joining us now for a little more on that story. I think it's so interesting that as you called, they were already dealing with another situation very similar to what you were investigating.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to get that confirmed, the log into the headlight socket there, and they say, well, we can't right now, but Christian, on South Goodman and Monroe Ave, somebody's throwing stuff off the overpass there. So I headed there, and I did see a police car leaving. So I didn't really see any activity, but they said something's going on with this. They don't really know what it is. Is it people bored? Is it people doing malicious things? And I walked those bridges yesterday on Ames Street, Child Street, the overpasses, and the fences are pretty high. So this is not somebody with a bundle of wood just accidentally dropping it over the side. You have to deliberately, I'm 6'3", you have to kind of lob it over. But the consequences, again, could be absolutely deadly. A car going that fast, something hitting it.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. It does not take a whole lot going on in the brain space upstairs to know that you shouldn't be throwing things off an overpass onto moving vehicles going 65 miles an hour. Yeah. It's not going to end well for anyone.
No, not at all. And you saw how close that was. And she says, when she says an inch higher, she's right. If that was just an inch higher, it would have probably gone right through the windshield.
Yeah.
And she's just lucky to be alive. And I was there with her fiance, and he's just upset about it. They have an insurance claim in the works. They have an accident report. The state police report is in limbo in Albany somewhere, but we had that paperwork from them, the accident report, which verified everything. So we went with it yesterday, and it's just odd that as I'm calling on the phone with state police, people are doing this to, I don't know, pass the time or whatever. If they're bored, I don't know, but this can be devastating for people who get hit with this stuff.
And, I mean, you had it in your graphic there that was playing. You shouldn't swerve quickly to avoid anything that might be coming down. That probably would be, at least for me, my first reaction is to try to get out of the way. Yeah. You don't know who's next to you. You don't know who's behind you. It's
could end up more catastrophic.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, I mean, I think that's everyone's first instinct is to do that. But I guess try to keep that in mind if this happens. I mean, you almost kind of feel bad doing these stories because it puts the fear out there. Everyone's going to be looking up. But maybe you should be aware. Just look up as you're driving to just be aware of who's up there and who's doing what. Most of these overpasses, don't they have fences or something?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and again, the ones I saw, they're pretty high, so people are doing this on purpose. There's no way, oops, and then there it goes.
So as far as resolve or solution, you and I were talking during the break. What do you do? Cameras at all of them? Do you have law enforcement patrolling these overpasses? How do you fix this and prevent it from happening?
Well, it's great you said that because some of the comments coming in from the public, from viewers, were saying cameras on these bridges. At least a few people were saying that. I think that's pretty critical to have that, especially in these problem areas. But yeah, look at that fence right there. I mean, look at that.
That's high.
Yeah.
That's high. You got to definitely lob that off.
And it's curved too.
It's no mistake. That it happened.
No mistake.
No mistake.
And the guy's just saying he hopes it's kids versus people are grown adults doing it because I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering about that and why he said that. You didn't pick up on anything else?
No, he just hopes it's people who don't really know better, I think. People like my age, 43 years old out there throwing stuff over the side. He hopes it's just maybe kids who just maybe need a come to Jesus moment, hey, don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I get what he's saying. Maybe it didn't translate well, but I certainly understand what he means. Versus people who are 30s and 40s.
Listen,
doing that.
God willing, they're at home right now with the television on Fox Rochester and seeing this and get that come to Jesus moment, because what a stupid, stupid thing to do.
Yeah, I know it. I hope they're watching. They understand just how bad this could have been for everybody involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian, thank you for the report. We appreciate it. I know we'll, continue to monitor this, but ultimately, I'm so glad that they are okay.
Yeah.
And hopefully, this will be a lesson to other people. Hands to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't be throwing things.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Stick around. A lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we are going to be getting a lesson in glass blowing from a professional flame worker.
Yeah, don't forget, take us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now on the 13WAM YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. We are back after this. Oh, okay.
Otherwise, the glass will stick to the metal.
5 live.
Hey, welcome back. If you're looking for something fun to do this summer that is perfect for the whole family, then look no further than the Corning Museum of Glass.
Absolutely. They have family fun every day of the week. It's a place that you should go. You need to visit. It's not too far. Perfect for a day trip.
Yeah.
And right now we've got some live glass firework. What is it called? Eric Goldschmidt here.
Yeah.
He's a flame worker.
That is correct. Yeah, this is a process in glass blowing that we refer to as flame working. So using a focused flame to soften the glass to be able to shape it, as opposed to big furnaces as you tend to see in furnace-style glass blowing. So the torch is running on propane and oxygen. The flame's right up around 4,000 Fahrenheit. And I'm working on a bud vase. So I've got a couple pieces of hollow tubing. One is green, one is blue. And I just attach them together to make a single bud vase that'll have two tones to it here.
You know, Eric, you've been in here before. You've shown us the demonstration. We both have been to the Corning Museum of Glass. It is amazing, first of all, that you're able to talk to us and concentrate at the same time. Second of all, that you're able to put this together, this incredible artwork. And third of all, that you don't have, like, a craving for candy all the time, because when I look at that, the only thing I can think of is candy for some reason. So tell us a little bit, if you don't mind, about everything that you guys have going this summer, because kids are out of school and, you know, you've got to do something.
Yeah, we are a great place to bring the family for a good summer getaway. We're only about 90 minutes down the road from Rochester. And this is a huge summer of color in Corning, New York. So we have an amazing exhibition this year called Brilliant Color that really looks at innovations in colored glass that occurred between about 1880 and 1935. This huge advancement in using colored glass occurred, particularly with a few different very well-known designers, Frederick Carter of Steuben, Louis Comfort Tiffany glass that a lot of folks have heard from, and also René Lalique. And we take a deep dive into how glass is colored, how designers have used that through the years to make incredible work and sort of pair it up with interior design. So there's a lot of amazing information to be gained about color. That's why we've got the beautiful colored glass I'm working with here. And in addition to seeing these amazing objects, you're going to see our hot glass team, our demonstration team, present special demonstrations on colored glass, where we'll really take a deeper dive into how we color glass, how we use it most effectively. And for those who want to try their own hand at making some glass, there's a great opportunity for that as well. In our Make Your Own Glass workshop, we have a special activity that focuses on the show Brilliant Color, where you can actually flame work, similar to what I'm doing here, and make a beautiful pendant. So some wonderful opportunities to see amazing glass, learn about it, see us making things, and even make it yourself.
Eric, are you stressing at all on the jet? Because you're sweating, my man.
Well, it's 1,000,000 degrees in here.
I want to get into the technical side of it. Bad joke. What is the temperature of that flame?
The flame right now about 4,000 Fahrenheit. So yeah, it's pretty toasty, and the glass is sort of radiating heat at me. So that's what gets me sweating the most, is sort of that heat just radiating off of what I'm working on. But not unbearable. Yeah,
not unbearable.
You get used to it. You get acclimated.
And for somebody who's sitting at home thinking, okay, so I want to sign up for these make your own glass things, this isn't exactly what they're going to be doing, right?
No, this is a little more advanced than what folks will be able to make if they come in to make your own glass. But they will be able to use a torch, very much like what I've got here. They'll be working with solid rods of colored glass as opposed to the hollow tubes. And they will get some one-on-one instruction and really be guided through an amazing experience. So yeah, it's a wonderful opportunity to get a feel for how glass works.
And I would imagine there's no real danger or risk for anybody sitting at home who wants to give this a try.
We have an incredible safety record at the museum. We absolutely do. We take every precaution and we guide you very thoroughly.
Terrific.
Very good. You know, curious to know, looking ahead to the rest of summer, you know, what is your biggest piece of advice for somebody who's thinking that they want to come by the museum? Do they, you know, plan for the whole day to be there?
They really should plan for the whole day. What we tend to hear the most at the museum is, I had no idea, which people come to the museum thinking it's going to be a very quick visit. They have no idea how extensive our collection is, how many activities we have to really keep you engaged and keep you busy. And also, we have a partner museum in town, the Rockwell Museum, and you can do a combination ticket between our museum and theirs and have an experience of both museums in the course of a single day. So there's a ton to do when you come to see us. We'll keep you plenty busy and engaged.
It certainly is an event-filled space. There is something for everyone, and I mean, you're in Corning, which is just a great little community itself.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so don't go anywhere because we're continuing this when we come back.
We have a major breaking news story that just came into our newsroom. The State Commission on Prosecutorial Conduct is recommending a public censure of Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Dorley. Now, this stems from the controversial traffic stop in Webster last year when police say she was caught speeding, going 55 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone and refused to stop. The officer followed Dorley to her home, where body-worn camera footage right here shows that she became belligerent and confrontational with the officer. Also, in a memo dated June 26, 2025, Commission member Amy Marion said, "I write separately to articulate that I join in the Commission's recommendation of the sanction of a public censure because the respondent represented under oath that she will be vacating her position as district attorney." Now, we are reaching out to the DA's office to clarify and confirm. Be sure to stay with 13 WHAM for the latest throughout the day.
All right, welcome back. This Tuesday morning, we are continuing our conversation with the Corning Museum of Glass. We're not just wearing these glasses because they're stylish.
No, we're not. And we're joined by Eric Goldschmidt, flame worker at the Corning Museum. And Eric, you had us do something interesting during break. You said, pull your glasses down and look at the flame as it's on the glass and then put them back up. And it's a very different picture, what we're seeing from behind these lenses. So what are they doing for us?
They are filtering a range of orange light that the viewers are probably seeing. As I'm heating the glass, there's sodium burning out of it. So you see sort of a bright orange that we call soda flare. And it's not hazardous to your eyes in a short exposure, but it makes it hard to see what's happening inside of the flame. So we wear these glasses to filter out that orange and really see what's happening in there, so I can really see what I'm working on.
And for those who weren't here just a couple minutes ago, you're making a bud vase, yes?
Yes. So I've taken 2 different tubes of colored glass and attached them to one another. So we've got this sort of two-toned effect. The bottom is green, the top is blue. And now just stretching out the neck for the bud vase. So we'll have sort of this squat bottom. The bottom is towards my right hand at the moment. The top is towards my left. And once this glass stops glowing and stops moving, I'll remove the handle that's in my left hand. I'll finish the top of the form, and then I can remove the handle that's in my right hand, and we'll finish the bottom of the form. So we're almost there.
Eric, how did you get your start in glasswork?
I actually was a candle maker before I got into glass, and that got me into the arts a bit, and had a roommate who had a couple years experience doing this stuff move in and got me started. And about a year into it, I found out the Corning Museum of Glass had classes. I was living in Vermont at that point, started coming to the museum to take classes 3-4 times a year, and next thing you know, they offered me a job, and I've been with the museum since 2001, so here we are.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's
Wow.
worked out well.
What is the most intricate piece of art that you've created?
At some point I should come up with an answer for that, but after 29 years, there's probably too many answers. But I make fairly complex stuff a fair bit of the time. I do a lot of vessel work like what you see here. I do a lot of human figurative sculpture and combine the two at times. So there's a lot in there in 29 years.
I mean, it's really impressive. Is there a piece, though, that you hold near and dear to your heart?
There are some pieces I've made that I have near and dear to my heart. There are also some pieces in the Corning Museum of Glass collection that are super near and dear to me that I tend to visit every few days. And there are certain pieces that if I'm a little stressed out, they help me relax. So hopefully everybody can find something in our collections that they really respond to.
Excellent. Eric, thank you so much for coming in today. We appreciate it. And for you at home, if you're interested, which you should be, in visiting the Corning Museum of Glass, highly, highly recommend it. We'll put all of the information you need over on foxrochester.com.
Don't go anywhere. Our final thoughts coming up on the other side of the break.
This Tuesday morning time for our final thoughts.
That was really cool.
Yeah, all in all.
Glass
Actually
blowing.
really hot, but so is the weather.
Please leave the set. Okay. terrible dad jokes. That does it for us here on Arc Rochester this morning. Make sure to join us tomorrow morning starting at 4:57 over on
13 Wham ABC.
He actually left.
He actually did. Steph and Mark will hopefully be there later today for 13 Wham News at midday.
Bye.